Alright, I was asked by a YouTube user, Andrew Tez, to do a video on shipping, the positives and negatives, and palleting up arcade machines when you buy them, like on a site like eBay or something like that. So, for informational purposes, since I just sold this machine, and I am going to put it on a pallet, there's really only one way to do it. You got to get a full-size pallet. I'll show you what that looks like in the other garage here. So here's a full-size pallet. I just go behind local stores like, I live in Las Vegas, so there's a lot of stores that keep these things outside, like Bed Bath & Beyond or Pier 1 and stuff like that. There's a big mall down the street here. And I just go behind and I'll grab it. So what I do is I flip it down and I slide the machine on top. Usually I'll have somebody help me because it is kind of heavy. And then I'll secure it with these straps right here, these like click straps. They have like these things here. You can usually get them at like Lowe's for, I don't know, a couple of bucks a piece, $5-6 a piece. So I just include that. I charge $50 to pallet it just because it's a pain in the ass to get a pallet to my house. It tears up the interior of my car. I've done it before in my Escalade, and it's on the inside over here. There's a couple of tears on the fabric, which I'm sure when I go to turn it in for my lease, they're going to charge me I don't know what, but that's another story for another day. Anyways, so I slide it on there, and then what I do is I'll put pieces of cardboard around the control panel sides and the front, just like so. And if it's one that has side art, I'll usually put a whole piece of cardboard that covers both the sides. And then I'll just shrink wrap it. And shrink wrap you can buy like Office Max or Office Depot. And I'll go around maybe, I don't know, just enough to go from the top all the way to the bottom. Then I'll go around the control panel a couple of times. So that's the way I prepare it for shipping. But as far as shipping companies, I've only used a couple of them in the past. I posted an ad on Craigslist once, and I don't know if I like that or too much, because you're getting people that maybe are moving furniture. Since I live in Las Vegas, there's a constant stream of San Diego to Las Vegas for furniture, and I knew that because a friend of mine used to do that. And he said, why don't you post an ad on Craigslist and tell them what you want done, and you go ahead and tell them a couple $100 or whatever. I got a guy to do it $100 from Anaheim to Las Vegas, where you drop it off. But that's kind of shady because people on Craigslist are very shady. So I prefer to go through North American Van Lines or post an ad on uship, uship.com. Usually what will happen with uship, though, is you post the ad there, and if you want people to bid on it, you have to actually search through people that go to that route, and then email them saying, this is what I have, are you interested in shipping it for this price? So there's the positives as far as the companies that I would go with, like North American Van Lines. I think there's a company called Allied that does it. Or you can call these companies that simply pick it up and drop it off at a shipping depot. And if you have a pickup truck or something, you can just go to their shipping center, like Pilot Air has one. An average cost for cross country, you shouldn't pay any more than $650. I mean, that is a shitload of money, because it's usually more than the cost of the machine in many cases. But it is 6 feet tall, 4 feet wide, 3.5 feet deep, and it's 400 to 450 pounds a piece. So it's a big piece of equipment, and you're not there to see how they handle it. They could easily drop it off one of those little lift gates and all that. And that's another thing. You need to have a lift gate. If it's going to be on a pallet, you don't need one because you can roll it on the lift gate. But if it's on a pallet, then they're going to have to figure out how to get it on the lift gate. They're going to need like a little hand truck or a forklift to get it off. There's a lot of things when you buy these on eBay or sell them on eBay that you need to make sellers and buyers aware of. And that is, number one, a pallet. A lot of the companies need it on a pallet because they'll come with a hand truck or a forklift, and they'll put it in their truck via the pallet. That way they don't actually physically touch the machine. Some of them, they'll use like a toy hauler type thing, a fifth wheel type open container that's enclosed in the back, and they'll wheel it in. And if they have it on a pallet, they can't fit it in there. So those are my tips, and a few things that you might want to look at if you're looking at buying one or selling one on eBay. So those are the issues I've had in the past. Some of the companies, they'll say they come on one day and they never show up, and they have the wrong phone number and they have the wrong information. They don't have the gate code to get it. It's a shit show. So I've sold upwards of I think I've sold like 20 something of these on eBay now, inside and outside of eBay. I'd rather sell them outside eBay because eBay charges you that stupid final credit fee. But that's some ideas on what you want to do if you do want to sell it. I would recommend putting it on a pallet. I recommend going to uship.com and or calling North American Van Lines. If you live in a major city, I'd go to Craigslist. If you don't, I wouldn't recommend it because there's a bunch of shady people out there that'll just take your money and you'll never see the machine and or your money back. So that's it. Hope that helped, Andrew Taz, and if you have any other questions, let me know.